So can we start by talking about how this project came to be? How was this project birthed? Yeah, this is such an eclectic group of people. So how did this project come together?
So I would say the muse behind this project actually for me is courage. Actually, it's Psalmyst, because he came into my world after my last album, 27 Accra Town, which I worked with you, Nasua, who's also on this album, and then Rama Brew. And I really fell out of love with making music after my last album, and I decided to also just finally, I had nothing to do, finally pick up the sax, which is an instrument that I love a lot. And Psalmyst was my teacher, was my sax teacher, has been a sax teacher. So in making, in learning the saxophone, I don't know, I just found some new joy, and I just sort of transferred some of that joy into like just creating just some very simple beats. And I paid for him, and he just go crazy, on them. It was just that simple, Like, by the time we knew we had like,
Okay, he was just like, I have this beat, so let's just play over it. I mean, it's not something we rehearsed or worked on something. Just as a one-time take, just to go, okay, play, let's do something, and just pick up the sax and play something over it. And very cool, very good. Went to kept on going, achieving more. So,
I don't know what you.
Yeah, how did you join the project, Rama? Because I know the two of them made the beats and made like the skeleton of the project. How were you roped in?
I mean, I sent it myself somewhere. Minding my business, and I remember Yamz reaching out and was like, "Oh, Rama, I'm working on this. Do you wanna hear what we're working on? Blah blah blah." And I'm very excited about projects, right? It's something that when someone says music, I want to hear what you have. So when he sent me, I think he sent me one first, and then I listened and I was like, I have ideas. And he's like, oh, okay, we have some ideas already. This is what we want to do. I was like, yeah, fine, collaboration, great, right? And he sends me more. I'm like, okay, keep coming, let them keep coming, right? And then I listen to more, and I hear the sax. Oh, I love the saxophone too. So I hear the sax on it, and I'm like, yes, this is what it's about. And then he tells me the story behind some of the songs, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually pretty good. And I think the last time I worked with Yamz was really, really good too. We did one song together. I'm like, yeah, why not, right? So I mean, he messages me and he's like, oh, do you want to do this? I was like, yeah, why not? So that's how I became part of the project.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned having some form of like when they reached out to you, they had some ideas and some themes. Can you tell us a bit more about like the themes or like the inspiration behind like some of the writing or because I remember when I was working with you, you had like a vision of the kind of songs you wanted in terms of like writing. So what inspired that, and what are those themes?
So for me, one trend in all my projects is, when I think of music, I think of almost everything in terms of stories. So if I'm creating, even my beats for me in my mind are stories. So initially also I have to be honest and say, in making this project, it was a project that we were just going to make, and as, how do you call it, as sound craftsmen, right? But then, after I went to Senegal, and while being there, I just had a change of heart, change of mind, change of heart. So I was like, no, like actually these beats are great. Let's actually use it to help. Let's use it to help with people who are actually also putting in like the work already, So Rama Brew, you, Nasua.
I think majority of the time when I'm writing, I also do a lot of love, just because it's very, it's universal, right? So it's easy to understand. So when Yamz, pitched or was telling me the stories or the ideas that he had behind them, I feel like I easily understood, part of it. So it wasn't that difficult to think about certain lyrics or, to write to. And I feel like when he's talking about, you know, different situations in life, love, one of the other things that really inspired me with when I was listening to the beats or the you know, the whole song was just how, I don't know how to describe it, so beautiful, like, you know, like the saxophone, the beat, how everything was put together, and I'm like, this is my vibe, you know. So it's so easy to connect with the themes and you know, and the whole thing and the whole song. So yeah, it was very inspiring, because then it gave me some ideas, because I already loved when he was saxophone guy, you know. So I was like, this is actually very easy to do, and especially when it's coming from Yamz, you know, when he's very clear with what he wants, you know. So like, you know what to do, right? And then you know what not to do. So it's very clear, and I love that. So
I think working with Yamz, he has like a nice balance of like, I know what I want, but I'm giving you space to do what you want. Yeah, it's like a nice little balance of, here's structure, but you have freedom within my structure, which is nice. Yeah.
Wow.
No, but that's helpful, because I think sometimes as artists, when you're given a blank canvas, it's overwhelming. So sometimes when somebody is like, oh, this is my project, these are the themes, and this is what I want, and you're able to be like, oh, hey, X, Y, and Z, this is what I want you to do, but now put your twist on it. It's very helpful.
I think for playing a saxophone, one of the most important thing is your own, should I say, it's like a voice, your own touch. So I mean, right now we have YouTube, we have a lot of songs, a lot of saxophone played on YouTube, and you listen to a whole lot, and I think people are not really finding themselves. Yeah, they play like somebody. Yeah, it's like you are just a repertoire of somebody. Yeah. So me, majorly for what I really look for it is really finding my own voice. So when I play song, you know, yeah, this is me. Yeah, so different from everything other group. And one major thing which I do is I'm very sensitive to the emotions, like the environment. So when for the project, when DJ Yamz brought the instrumentals, I mean, it's just a one take, but I was able to keep myself into such the emotion in the song, the story. Like they say the song is about story. So when you hear the story and you're trying to key yourself into such story, so that brings out the what I play, because I mean I may play something different anytime, anywhere, something on the same instrument. Yeah, but the story behind that was what I brought out. That's why it has such feelings, cool, warm, like that. Yeah.
No, that's like interesting insight, because like as somebody who does, like as a listener, you can hear and feel the emotions, like even in classical music, because I grew up on classical music, so you can hear the emotions in it. But I always wonder how, like outside of just like theory, you know, minor keys make you sad, major keys make you happy. Outside of just like the music theory, how does your music, like how does writing and the process of building it, how is that influenced by the emotions when you don't have the words? But how you've explained it makes a lot of sense. When people listen to this tape, what do you want them to take away from the tape? Like, what is the one thing that you want the audience to be like, this is what I feel from the tape?
I think, to be honest, from me, I think there's a lot of feel, you know, like when you sit there with the tape, you're listening, you're saying, I'm in touch with my feelings again, right? I'm not saying like you're dead or anything, but it's like, that's how I felt, right, when I listened. And I think I don't think it's just for people who are musically, you know, I think it's for everyone.
Okay, I think for this project, at least, I just want to help people maybe go deeper within them. I mean, look from within. Yeah, I think that's what this project is about. For them to connect with the self within. I mean, not just the physical, what they do naturally, but what is within them. To really connect back to that. I mean, right now we live our life and we're just doing the norms. There's no, should I say, value or. So I just want people like to connect back to what's within them, you know. Yeah.
When we were making the project, initially it was supposed to be considered instrumentals, right? And then we listen, we switched up our approach, but we still wanted to keep that ethos. So you notice that when you have the album, when you listen, you know, it was a very intentional decision to have the first half be the actual songs and the second half be instrumentals. And you may notice the arrangement is weird. You may notice that like the instrumentals begin with the last song starting. The last song instrumental starting first. So basically the second half of the album goes in reverse order. And it's intentional because we're trying to give this sort of intimate show vibe. And then the other thing is this project, like I no producer, I don't think for me it's very weird to say like I have a favorite beat or a favorite song. But I have to say the song Too Sweet in my discography or in our discography for me is like one of my favorites of all. I don't know if I can make something better than that, I'll be amazed. But like the instrumentation, which we were already taking, and then what Rama, I know this is an interview and things, but I have to say that it's like really. I'm happy you said this whole thing about film and structure because like what Rama did was so. When Rama sent her vocals, I have to say it to you. I said it to you also. Like I was so blown away that I had to like. I would just spend time soloing her vocals, and I was like, wow. And that led me. When you hear the song, you understand, but that led me to even change the song's arrangement to begin with her vocal opening alone because her vocal opening alone is an instrument on its own. It's so beautiful. Thank you for blessing.
Thank you so much, Rama. Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay,
And it's a wrap.